Hi, my name is Hunter Kuntz, and today we will be playing Beautiful in the key of E. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video and we'll walk through the runs, the rhythms and patterns that we see. We'll make sure to break it down and explain it. Well, the first thing that I want to discuss is the chorus, because there are so many of them, but we rarely do the same thing twice. So there are 4 primary rhythms that we walk through in the choruses. First is way high up on the neck here, playing octaves. We only do that once at the very beginning of the song. It's the first time we ever come in. It's immediately following verse 1. The second rhythm that we see is down on the neck. It's the most normal way to play through the chorus that you would imagine, just whole notes down on the neck. The third rhythm that we see is adding in, as you count out the time signature of 6/8, playing on the 1 and the 3. I will demonstrate here in a moment. And then the last rhythm that we see is quarter notes, just playing through that 6/8 time signature. And the only time that we do that is a repeated chorus going into that last big bridge toward the end of the song. So let's stop, let's focus on a few of these rhythms. So high up on the neck here, I start with the high octave E on the D string, and then I go immediately below it to the A string, the octave B, and then I go back to the D string for the C sharp, and then I go to the octave A on the A string, the G sharp right below it, up to the B, back to the C sharp on the D string, back to the octave A on the A string, and then down to the E, the octave E on the E string. And then through the interlude, you just work back up to the B, and then the A that we've been playing here. And then you repeat it. E, B, A, and that takes you right into the open E to start verse 2. The next rhythm that we see is the whole notes. That one I'm not going to go over. You are just playing the notes that you see in whole notes, just walking through the chorus. The third one that we see, I will count out as one that I said I would demonstrate. So I'm going to count in the time signature of 6/8 and highlight where we throw in that extra note. So it's every other note we play on the 1 and the 3. So this is what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you can tell, as I mentioned, every other note you play on the 1 and the 3 to kind of highlight, to accent it. The fourth and final rhythm that we see is down here on the neck, playing quarter notes, as I mentioned, leading into that final big bridge. And instead of playing open whole notes, you'll just play quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the 4 rhythms that we see throughout the chorus. The last thing that I want to highlight is the one primary run that we have. And it is whenever we see 2 choruses back to back, we see it repeating. We see this run right in between, leading into that repeated chorus. So it goes from the C sharp. Let me just say the lyrics as I'm playing to explain where this fits in. So this is, you are my joy, my greatest treasure. You. So it's in that sliver right there of treasure into that interlude before we say the next you are beautiful back into the E. So let me slow it down and show you. You are my joy, my greatest. Octave A on the D string, down to the E on the A string, and then an A, B, E. So it goes down to the A and B on the E string, and then an E on the A string. I typically catch it with my ring finger. I'm not playing, trying to time it up. I am simply pressing to play here. So this is what it sounds like slowed down. So you catch the A, E, A, B, E. I will attempt to show you what it sounds like in real time, but just a fair warning. If you don't learn this and practice this run, it has a tendency to sound very messy, very muddy. So my suggestion would be, if you're going to learn it, if you're going to go for it, practice. Make sure you got it down. And then once you do, feel comfortable, rock out, knock it out every time it shows up. But if you don't want to go to the trouble of learning it, I would just completely bypass it. Otherwise, you'll find yourself making a mess of the 5 different notes you're trying to jump to, and it's in such a short span, it's going to not only throw you off going into that next chorus, but it's going to sound really muddy and messy for the rest of the band and for the congregation as you're worshiping. So this is what it is supposed to sound like in real time. So as you can tell, if you don't fully catch it as you're walking, you miss chunks of it, and as I mentioned, it sounds a little bit off, so just make sure that you feel comfortable. Just because I'm using my ring, middle, index, ring to play it, doesn't mean that that's what's most comfortable for you. So my advice is try it out yourself. See where you feel the most comfortable. For me, this makes the most sense because it is all within 3 frets right here. It is super close together that I can get my fingers to walk a little bit easier, but experiment a little bit. It will take some practice, but it sounds awesome once you get it down. So hopefully this was helpful for you.